I'm in. I'm in. I vote for that game. You should check that out. You should check out uh something something time. And it also has a time loop. Oh, we're into the time loop games. I love it. I love it. Undertale is more rhythm. Undertale's rhythm based? Really? Not like Crypt of the Necrodancer. That's rhythm based. When I hear rhythm based game, I'm either thinking Crypt of the Necrodancer or like Guitar Hero. You know what I mean? Like, and there's like very little in between. But Undertale is more rhythm based. Okay, all right. Oh yeah, no Undertale. I've never played Undertale, like not at all. So I kind of missed out. I've seen the memes, but I've never played the game itself. Well, okay, not like that. You have to dodge attacks. Oh, okay. Huh, so you mean like a Souls like? So like a Souls like game? Because you gotta like dodge attacks in that one, right? Did everyone leave yet? Did everyone leave when I said that? You have to do it in time. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, welcome everyone to the Kurotsuki channel. I hope that you're doing well. Sorry, I gotta make my camera follow my face now. So, welcome everyone to the Kurotsuki channel. We just started, we just began, and actually, we are going to. There we go. Woo, cruel. We're gonna go over some MTG Aether Drift decks. Basically we're gonna like I kind of I'm starting to like develop this system, right, where we have just like um a couple questions to answer when we're trying to come up with the general vibe of a deck, right? Like what does the deck want, what type of player wants it, what other commanders are similar to this one that those players might now want to try this one instead. So we have like a couple things to go up and down, but it is like a collaborative effort thing. So once I come up with like the framework for like, okay, this is what we want, this is our framework, what cards would go in this deck that answer this question, right? So actually, the first card we have coming up is going to be Redshift Rocketeer Chief, actually. So if you actually hold on, let me pop this baby on. Boop. Look at that. Boom. Boom. Well, that should be frozen. Okay. Boom. Redshift Rocketeer Chief. So this is the first one that we're gonna go over for the night. And then hopefully it's gonna be turned into some sort of YouTube videos. So yeah, this is right here. We're gonna go over Redshift in just a second. So yeah, if you're down to kick it with some Commander decks, because I'm a Magic the Gathering person and I love Commander and I like Aether Drift. I like what's coming out in Aether Drift, so I want to help people start building some Commander decks, and that's what we're gonna do. And the music that we're listening to right now is the I don't know if you've seen it, but it is the Magic came out with like a lo-fi beats to drift to. It's like quite literally like a lo-fi track. Like it's just I don't know how else to say it. It's just a lo-fi track that Wizards of the Coast made. All right, sick. Say less, right? Okay, let's just dive right in. Right on in. Okay, I set up like this whole thing, so hopefully this works out. So let's go over Rocket Shift Rocketeer Chief. All right. Let's set a little bit of a timer for myself to kind of keep on task here. All right. Let's go. Okay. Don't look at that other part. Boop. Oh no. Don't look at any of these. Oh, yeah. That's right. All right. Oh no, they broke. Okay. Well, anyway. We want to add. So yeah, basically, I have this broken down to like there's certain questions that we want to ask about commander decks, and then we want to answer them when we try to start like building up a portfolio for Redshift, right? So what we're gonna do is obviously start with reading it, right? So Redshift Rocketeer Chief. You can see it. Yes, you can. Here we go. Start with this first. Redshift Rocketeer Chief. For red and a green, you get a 2/3 legendary creature, Goblin Pilot. Oh, sorry, let me do that again, because I fucked something up. For something that was expand and Raga Draga. Ooh, remember Raga Draga, and remember Expend. I think Expend is a good mention, because even though he's not a raccoon, he's a goblin, there's something there. I've been looking for more places to put, like, the Expend mechanic, right? Okay, so, here we go. Redshift Rocketeer Chief, red and the green, 2/3 legendary creature, Goblin Pilot. Vigilance, and tap, add X mana of any one color, where X is Redshift's power. Spend this mana only to activate abilities. They also have Exhaust, 10 red-green. Put any number of permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. So, we have kind of like, it's slightly better than Ghalta, right? So, like, when we look at Redshift, what cards do they remind us of? So we go over here, right? And we have... First, we want to know who would want a commander like this, right? What type of players want Redshift? Probably people who do red-green abilities, right? Like abilities that probably go infinite, right? Like some weird form of infinite. Obviously, you have people who like Exhaust, right? People that like Exhaust. People that like the Exhaust mechanic, right? Redshift, Agatha, right? Like people who love Agatha counters, right? Or Agatha style abilities. Agatha's Cauldron, I should say. Although Agatha herself fits this bill a lot, right? I think that would be safe to say. Activated abilities, big mana and goblins. Well, they do want big mana, right? But they don't really want to cast the spells, right? They're not super about casting big mana spells per se. They want permanents, right? They want cool big expensive permanents that they're putting onto play for free, quote unquote, into their hand, or from their hand into play, but they're not necessarily wanting to cast them at all. But you are right about it being big mana, because you want to make all those cards kind of worth it, right? So Agatha's Cauldron. Aficionados. Agatha's Cauldron Aficionados. You said activated abilities, big mana, and goblins. I don't think Redshift is really a goblin deck, in all honesty. I don't think that any of these abilities over there screams goblin. Other than being a goblin typo card, goblins just don't have abilities like this, right? Like, they don't really. Their goblin abilities typically just say tap, right? Agatha would make the exhaust ability cheaper based on her own power. Yes, so we will bring that up for sure. Let's see, and just what else? Just activated ability lovers, yeah. Activated ability lovers. So I think that's fair. So when we look at who wants those cards, boom. People that like exhaust, right? People want to play around with the exhaust mechanic. You have a commander that lets you do that. Agatha's Cauldron aficionado. So people who already know lines of play with Agatha's Cauldron are going to be all over Redshift, right? Like, already over it. And having a bunch of mana that you now get for activated abilities is just sweet. Decks that this could go in, Mael the Anima, I think, stuff like that. But yeah, so looking at Redshift, Vigilance, which, cool, whatever. The Vigilance, I think, is mainly just there for, like, if you have things that say, like, when this creature attacks, it gets, like, +2/0 or whatever, so now, like, Redshift has even more power. But activating abilities is really cool. And you can do this whenever, right? You can infinitely do these activated abilities. So, and then our next question here is, what are similar commanders to Redshift already, right? Like, what commanders already exist that remind us of what Redshift does. I would obviously we have Agatha, right? Isn't that sorcery speed, which is wacky? Correct. The exhaust is not at sorcery speed. You can do that just simply whenever. But we definitely have Agatha, right? Agatha is definitely one of the similar commanders here. Find Agatha. Forgive me, I'm trying this whole new system out. Alright, similar commander 1. Oh. That doesn't make any sense. Boop. I see my predicament here. Yeah, sorry. I see what I've done. All right. So, similar commander number 1. We got, oh my god. What? That's crazy. I shouldn't even be able to see that. That's wacky. All right. Strange. I've never seen this before. Gotcha. So the first one, obviously, sorry about that. I'm just trying something new here. So Agatha the Vile Cauldron, right? Agatha, rather drag it. Clouth? Yes. Yeah. I hate Clouth. So that makes a lot of sense. Clouth. Yeah. As much as I literally hate to say it, you're entirely correct. And I hate to say it. Like, I really do. But yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, Clouth. Yeah, Clouth for sure. Stupid dragon. Stupid dumb dragon. Ugh. Yeah, whenever Clouth... yeah, so that's one of the best things, actually. We should look at this, right? Clouth Unrivaled Ancient. Whenever Clouth Unrivaled Ancient attacks, add mana in any combination of colors where X is the total power of attacking creatures, right? So Clouth, can go in this deck. Spend this mana only to cast spells, right? So Clouth is only doing it to cast spells, whereas on the other end, Redshift is doing it to activate abilities, not cast spells. But it's the same vein. It's still the same, type of commander deck or type of player who's looking for a commander that does exactly this. And then I think there's you said Raga Draga. I think there's one card that's slightly more, it's recent and more on point. And I think that's gonna be Marvin. Marvin Murderous Mimic, right? Because Marvin is the type of deck that's already doubling up on activated abilities. So it's already Marvin's already Marvin is a colorless creature, right? So all of the artifact things, whether you're going infinite with some sort of walking ballista, if there was an infinite line with walking ballista, it's in the Marvin deck, and therefore it can go in the Redshift deck, right? You're already looking to double up on activated abilities. Marvin's already doing it, but in colorless, now you get to do that with red and green at the same time, right? That's hot, yeah. Doubling cube clouds mana to make it unrestricted, but it's niche. Yeah, I mean, yeah, very niche. But yeah, so, Yeah, I think those are like similar commanders. So if anyone is a fan of Agatha, Marvin, or Clouth, then you might want to look at Redshift as a deck. This might be your next commander deck, especially if you're looking for something from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, Outlaws of Thunder Junction, to Aether's Rift. All right, so then we have similar commanders, and who wants this commander? People that like Exhaust, Agatha's Cauldron aficionados, and activated ability lovers. Probably like combo players there, right? So then we go to our next instance. What does the commander want? So what does the command? No, actually, no. Sorry. The first question is what? No, I lied. The first question is what does the commander want? Right. So like in a Redshift deck, what are the things that Redshift needs to have? Or in not specific cards, right? But what do the cards do? What does Redshift as Redshift's abilities, right? Vigilance, 2/3, Goblin Pilot, add mana where mana's Redshift's power, and then now you have Exhaust for 12, put permanence into play. What cards generally does Redshift want, right? Activated ability cards, right? Like clearly, right? So activate activated abilities. Double activated abilities. Yep. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, yeah. Activated abilities. X2. What else? He just want. I mean, like obviously, Redshift just wants like activated abilities in general. Stop. Yeah. Big enter the battlefield. Big game. And because Redshift is going to cost 12 to put these things into play, you want to win with these things, right? So big game-ending ETBs, which is kind of like a weird, dichotomy, right? Because like you want to have activated abilities, that matter a lot, but also you want to have like ETBs that win you the game. It's just kind of weird. Oh, and haste. I think haste is like the last thing. Like other than mana, right? Like everyone wants mana, but I think haste specifically so that you can take advantage of all of these activated abilities going on as soon as possible. Like if people are killing Redshift, or you just wait, right? You just wait for Redshift to come out. Boom, you put Redshift in. You want to immediately tap in order to just do goofy stuff. Like yeah, you want to have haste. I think haste is a super reasonable thing to have. So with those in mind, right, we have our answers here. I hit the save button, and then I hit this button. Woo! All right. Activated abilities with a multiplier, right? Game-ending ETBs and haste. Let me put the multiplier in parentheses. There we go. Untappers. We can talk about some that go in the deck. We don't. I mean, you're not wrong. We do want those because I guess that does make Redshift go infinite, right? Like just immediately, as long as like you can pay for it. But we'll put that in like specific cards. Yeah, we'll do that when we're looking at specific cards. So next we have our next question: what does the deck want, right? And that's when we talk about untappers, right? What does the rest of the deck need to facilitate what the commander wants? Because the way I build commander decks is typically by like going commander first. What does the commander want? What do they demand? And then I make sure that the deck can kind of fit that. Sometimes like I'll still make sure that the deck can run, right? Like I don't want to do a deck where the commander, if you take that out once, I'm just done, right? But I do want. I've always wanted you to, if I'm playing against you with Redshift, I want you to feel like you lost to a Redshift deck, not just you lost to Kuro or you just lost to some Gruul fucker, right? Like specifically, Redshift did its thing, and that's how I got the one up on you, right? So untappers is definitely on here, right? Untappers for what does the deck want? Untappers. Untappers, yep. What else? The deck itself needs mana, right? Yeah. the deck needs mana, right? Yeah. It needs some mana, I'd say. Yeah. I know we're in red green, right? But like we still want mana. You know what I mean? Mana dorks. Those are activated abilities. And I think that's going to be very important. So we not only do we want like lands and all that, but like specifically mana dorks. So when we get cards like Raga Draga, it starts really flowing all together. What else do we? Power buffers, right? Power buffers, kind of. Like I'm sure there's enough ways to just go infinite. We're gobbling it up. Goblin these. Hi Scoop. Scoop, you can help us with this. So we're trying to answer like kind of specific questions, right? So like we have what does the commander want, right? The commander wants activated abilities, ideally with a multiplier, big game ending ETBs, because that's the reason you're putting all these permanents into play, and haste, right? Redshift wants haste. The deck also kind of wants haste too. Yeah, this one's cool. Raised by yeah. Keep that in mind. Keep Raised by Giants in mind. We're not going to do specific cards yet, but what are the themes in here? So power buffers. That's Raised by Giants, right? Let me show you what I have so far. Boom. So we have untappers, mana dorks, power buffers. What else does Savala? Keep that in mind. But what other type cards do we want in here? We want. That could be it. Like I don't think like there has to be an answer. That could just kind of be it, right? As long as we have haste, game ending ETBs, activated abilities, untappers, mana dorks, power buffers. That could just be it, right? That could just be it. Overall, overfill your hand. Yes, draw power. Yes, draw like. It's not just draw, but you're specific. Overfill the hand. And you know what? I think I might be a little wrong here. I think the deck in general wants haste, right? The deck in general wants haste, but your commander wants the what was it? What did you just say? Overfill hand. Overfull hand. Yeah. There we go. I think that's it. Yeah, big super card draw, big card draw. At least for a turn, right? You don't need because like with how this deck is probably going to run, you're not going to have infinite mana all the time. It's probably going to be infinite mana for activated abilities or something, but not specifically to cast. So as long as there's stuff in here that lets us just have, at least for one turn, for the turn that it matters, have like 20 cards in hand, we're good to go. And haste, which in general the deck wants, will mean that those cards probably win us the game, right? Like they'll come in almost no matter what the cards are, and then we just swing and kill, right? Like that could just be how it goes. So yeah, I think this is a decent answers for what the deck wants and what the commander wants. Perhaps a landfall package? I don't think so. I can't see why. I know it's any number of permanent cards, right? It is permanent, and that does include lands. I think if you're doing this exhaust ability, right? Because like red green's not going to flicker. Once Redshift activates exhaust once, that it'll be like the only time, and it's certainly going to be the only time that your opponents let you, right? So you need to win the first time Redshift exhausts. In my opinion. So I don't think that land ETBs really matter too much when you consider you could just kill them with other things. You know what I mean? Like it's you could just kill them with all the creatures that you're putting into play instead. Yeah. Now if it's lands with activated abilities, now that now we're talking, right? Like not now we're even more on theme than we were before, right? So let's keep on looking here. So next we go to the next page. Boom. Oh, don't worry about that, Lamau. That's the lo-fi beats soundtrack going on. Where are we? Teehee. Super professional. Alrighty. So we have Moxfield right here, right? So let's open up a new deck. Be sure to follow Kurotsuki on Moxfield if you want to kind of keep up with these decks. So we have Red Shift, Rocketeer Chief, and I always want to put the colors that they are in my deck titles, so when I'm like scrolling through real fast, I can see what I'm looking at because I have too many decks. All right, Red Shift, Rocketeer Chief. What do we got? So we're trying to. Oh yeah, don't forget about the best cards. There we go. There we go. So we're looking at what were the best. The best. We already had one. You said it was. Uh, bu- 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 You said it was Raised by Giants. Yeah, I think Raised by Giants is a wonderful choice. I think that is an absolutely fantastic pick. Raised by Giants. Yeah, I think that's wonderful. Yeah, Raised by Giants works. That's going to go into the best cards for sure. Boop. What's happening? Why doesn't it listen to me? That's crazy. There we go. I had it backwards. I see. Cool. Anyway, Raised by Giants. Raised by Giants is the first best choice for sure. What else do we have? Rhythm of the Wild. Yes, we want our haste, right? Rhythm of the Wild. That's our haste. Invigorate. Invigorate, right? Yeah, if you control force, you may have an opponent get through life. Target creatures +4/+4, right? That's going to be huge. Agatha, right? Obviously. Agatha of the Vile Cauldron and Agatha Soul Cauldron, right? And I would say that Agatha is like second best card for sure to even like mention. No, oh my god. I literally have it backwards. All right. And the Cauldron itself, right. So we have Agatha. I think Agatha talks to specifically what this commander wants first and foremost. You know what I mean? Like on the card, Agatha says, "Hey, exhaust real cheaply." Right? Agatha's Soul Cauldron also definitely goes in the deck for sure. Apex Altasaur. Why? And oh yeah, I guess the ETB, right? Oh, you're right. Yes. Yeah. Yep. Terror weapon. Oh shit, that's cool. I mean, yeah, yeah, that could absolutely win you the game. Oh my god. Speaking of ETBs, I mean, Crater. Oh my god, Crater. Hoof? Yeah. Cradle of Behemoth, obviously, right? Like obviously, this will win you the game when you activate the ability once. Because again, I believe that your opponents will not let you activate Redshift's ability for a second time if they can help it. Maybe you can get it off once, but once you do, you kind of need to win that turn. And I think Craterhoof is perfect for it. You can even like play Craterhoof, right? And if you have a couple creatures out, you can play Craterhoof, make Redshift huge, tap, put the rest of everything else down. Um, Raga Draga. If I missed something, just say it again. I do apologize. Sorry, we need to make sure it's like a super legible version. Okay, not like that. Yeah, Raga Draga. Each creature you control with a mana ability gets +2/+2. Whenever a creature you control with a mana ability attacks, untap it. Fantastic, right? So what you could technically you could swing with redshift, right? Get the trigger with Raga Draga, tap redshift in response, then have it untap with the resolution of Raga Draga's trigger, and then tap redshift again, right? You could just do that. Fires of Yavimaya. Oh, ooh, yeah. That's pretty good. Creatures have haste, and you can just make shit happen if you need. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Afterburner expert. You know, things when you return this card for. Yeah, this is fine. Yeah, sure. I mean, there's some exhaust to it. What's that one exhaust card from the set, like the set itself, that lets you activate them again? All right, what was that card? Grease winch? No, that's not it, right? Grease winch. Elvish refueler, thank you. Grease wrench, my bad. Grease wrench goblin. Discard 2 cards and draw that many cards. But yeah, sure. I mean, like, well, it's like fine. We were talking earlier about the raccoon mechanic. Expend, but that's for casting spells, not for activating abilities. So, like, specifically, it will not help here. Duskwatch. Oh, yeah. Duskwatch is great. Oh, if Duskwatch works, right? And this is good. This is good. This is good. You know who else is like Duskwatch? The god. Green god. Nylea. No, I mean, sure. Yeah, I mean, I guess that works too. But no, the other one, Nylea, the other one, Goddess, God of the Hunt, Keen-eyed, Keen-eyed. Reveal top card of your library if it's a creature. Put. Oh wait, never mind. It's just into your hand. Oh, never mind. I guess Dustwatch Recruiter is just like doing the same thing, but like not indestructible. At least she's like an enchantment when she does it, right? At least she's an enchantment when she does it. Sure, whatever. The other one, yeah. Dustwatch Recruiter, Elvish Refueler. Elvish Refueler. Yes, there we go. During your turn, as long as you haven't activated an exhaust ability this turn, you may activate exhaust abilities as though they haven't been activated. Okay, so you can't do it that turn, but you can do it at the end of your opponent's turn, like right before you. Activate everything, put everything into play, including Elvish Refueler, and then now you can do it again, I guess. Like if you drew 15 million more cards, I don't know. I guess, sure. Hoarder's Overflow. Hoarder's Overflow. The hell is that? I've never heard of this before in my life. Hoarder's Overflow enters whenever you expend 4. Put a stash counter on it. But remember, expend is specifically casting spells, right? Expend does not work when you're activating abilities. Expend only is if you're casting spells, right? It's the 4th total mana to cast spells during your turn. So expend doesn't work here. Although you're talking about the activated ability, I guess no, the activated ability doesn't work here, or like it doesn't help you at all. Not as much as as we all wish it would. Nah, I wouldn't say hoarders. Not hoarders, no. Forgotten Ancient. Oh sure, yeah, that's right. Because you could just go to your upkeep and then boom, your commander's just huge. Like it just like okay, never. Thanks, nerds. Like okay, sure, weirdo. I guess. Yeah, I guess that's super fair. Forgotten. Yeah. Equipment can be removed with a true. Yes, it can. So what are you thinking? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Also, wait, hold on. Basalt monolith. Does this doesn't go up at all, right? This doesn't go infinite. You just get to get a bunch of colorless to cast something. I get like whatever. Yeah, it doesn't really. Redshift says creatures. No, just to activate abilities. We have invigorate. We have invigorate. Colossus Hammer. Oh, yes. Yes. Colossus Hammer works for sure. Because, like, you know, if you can get Colossus Hammer, I mean, yeah, you could activate that anytime, right? Like, not anytime, but, I mean, you have to go through, like, a turn cycle of everyone realizing that your commander is at, like, you know, 12, which is kind of a problem, but fuck it, right? No, you're good, financial. You're totally good. You're totally good. You gave us Forgotten Ancient. That's totally fine. The best recs are just like what's up on the screen, but like we have the EDH rec right here, or sorry, Moxfield right here is what we're totally putting in. Bone Horde. Oh yeah, that weird dragon dinosaur, right? Or is it just straight up Bone Horde? Is it the Draco Sword? Let me see what the Bone Horde is. Yeah, yeah, sure, yeah. Hey, sure, absolutely. Karn? Karn? Like which Karn? Which Karn? Also, what active red green activated silver golem to turn your artifact creatures alive? Isn't that just all he does? No, why would we want this? Or I mean, I don't see how this would help at all. Excalibur, I think Excalibur. I don't think this. I just don't think that this card helps in the slightest. He is an activated ability, but like I mean, you know, whatever. Um, yeah. You said Excalibur, Sword of Eden. Yes. You have to put this. Oh, right. Yeah. No, you could. Yeah. I mean, yeah. No, this will be great. Yep, this works. We're building Card Guy, right? Not Agatha. Correct. We're building Redshift, Rocketeer Chief. So, active. Get mana to activate abilities, and then exhaust to put all of the permanents in our hand into play. Um, and we came up with some wants for the deck, right? So like we said, like, you know, what does the commander want? Activated abilities and ideally some multipliers, big game ending ETBs, and then some way to like overfill your hand, like, you know, with above 7 cards, just at least for a turn. Um, and then the deck itself wants untappers so that you can activate your commander multiple times. Mana dorks because they are activated abilities to tap. Maybe there's something you can do there. Power buffers, so something that makes your commander bigger. And then haste. Just in general, your deck wants haste because it's kind of based around activated abilities. So with that in mind, what do we got? I got ones dual nature, dual nature, dual nature. Is that like dual citizenship or like dual nature? Kessig Wolfrun? Yes. Yes, Kessig Wolfrun is there. What is dual nature? Whenever a creature comes into play, its controller puts a creature token that's a copy of that. Okay. Hold on. Whenever a creature leaves play, remove all tokens with the same name as that. When dual nature. Okay, so the biggest issue here with dual nature is the fact that it triggers your opponent's cards too, which is insane. That is the last thing in the galaxy you want. There is very few ways that you get advantage of this card more than your opponents, and for that I'm staunchly against it. If you just play this on turn 6, you just throw the game away, right? No, that one's wild. Dual. Oh yeah. Kessig Wolfrun for sure. Yes, Kessig Wolfrun. Kessig Wolfrun. Kessig Wolfrun. Yes, of course. Yeah. This is huge. Like this like Kessig Wolfrun absolutely can win you the game for sure. You can swing with your commander, right? You can swing with your commander and tap Redshift to give you mana, right? Treasure Vault. Treasure Vault. Treasure Vault. Yes. Yeah. Sacrifice land, make X treasure tokens, so then you can actually cast spells with that mana in a way. Yeah. We had Clouth as a... Or, no, Clouth was an example, like, commander, right? So, Clouth style decks might have stuff in there that we might want in here. If you put into play with Redshif's ability, all the creatures in your hand, wouldn't the enchantment see those creatures into the battlefield at the same time, give you an extra copy? Correct. You are correct about that, right? So, like, if it's in your hand on the turn that you go sicko mode, right, and you exhaust, you will get double of all of your creatures. However, Molten... No, it's not that one. Molten, what's the red enchantment that makes a copy of your creature that enters the battlefield? The enchantment that makes a copy of whenever your creature enters the battlefield and it has haste. That might be a typo card, though. Flame Shadow... Is it that? Yeah, there you go. And this is... Yeah. I must be thinking of a typo card, then. Because there's, like, one with, like, a lady with, like, a sword, and then there's, like a fiery clone behind her. That must be a typo card. Molten Echo... Was that Molten Echoes? Is it Kindred one? Yeah, Molten Echo... Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yep. That's exactly it. Right. Okay, yeah, creature type. Okay, yeah, so definitely not that one. Flame Shadow Conjuring will do more for you and never help your opponent. You know what you mean? Your bones hurt? Artificer of Lore? My bones hurt! How you doing, bud? Yeah, Flame Shadow Conjuring, even though it costs a red, right, to use, even though it does, sometimes you only, you only need, like, to do red once, right? Yeah. Running Aggravated Assault. I think that's actually... Aggravated? I think that's actually it. Yes, Aggravated Assault. That's the Clouth... That's what Clouth decks play. That's what Clouth decks play. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. Aggravated Assault. There we go. Aggravated Assault is definitely best of pick for sure. Because this is how you win. Because when you pair Aggravated Assault with your commander, right? You only need with 5 mana, technically. Like, there's just 3 additional mana on your commander. You can swing with Vigilance, tap to get 5 mana if your commander has 5 power, and then just do another combat step. Like, you just go in, like, you just do, right? Like, isn't that just what happens? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. For sure. So remember, we need, what does the deck want? So we have activated we have game-ending ETBs. We have a Crater Hoof, right? We need to overfill the hand. How do we overfill the hand? In red-green. What puts a bunch of cards in our hand all at once? Just like one giant, like, blah. Think a Rishkar's. One Rishkar's expertise does that. Oh, you said Tyvar? Tyvar. The Pummeler. Tap another untapped creature control against indestructible. Creature control X, where X is a great... Hey, there you go. Hey, perfect. Tyvar absolutely works here. And you can just keep going. You can just keep doing it. For sure. Hey, JJ. Rishkar expertise. Yep. Greater good. Good. Sacrifice your draw cards equal to the activated creature's power, then discard 3 cards. Totally fair. Yes, if you can do that, like, a lot for just... You could... You know what you can do? You know what you could do? If Greater Good's already in play, right? If Greater Good is already in play, which, sure, it costs 4 mana, whatever, right? If Greater Good's in play, you can activate your commander. You can exhaust. Like, you can do the exhaust for your commander. Say your commander's like a, 20/20, whatever, right? Activate, exhaust, and then in response, sacrifice your commander to draw all those cards, and then exhaust resolves and put them all into play. Beautiful. Fantastic. Collective unconsciousness. Collective unconsciousness. Where is that? Draw a card for each creature you control? No. This is not what we need because we won't have enough creatures in play until exhaust. You know what I mean? Like, because this is not a deck that necessarily, like, makes a billion creatures, except for the turn where we're winning. You know? This is a maybe. It costs 6 mana, too. And then Magus of the Candelabra? I'll keep Collective in here. It does make us go. And Shamanic Revelation, yes. Yes. Shamanic Revelation, I think, actually works even harder. Try for each card. Yeah, we're going to have Mana Dorks. You're right. We're going to have Mana Dorks. Magus of the Candelabra. Untap X target lands. Yeah. Ooh, huge. 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 That lets us kind of like convert our commander's mana into lands, right? Like you can tap all your lands. Yeah, 100%. Ashaya? Ashaya, Soul of the Wild. Oh, they all get activated abilities. That combos with Raga Draga really fucking well. Hot. Very nice, very nice. We need to have Walking Ballista in here, right? Like, I'm sure there's some, infinite, right? Like, just Walking Ballista just ends the game for you in some way, shape, or form. I'm sure of it, right? Yeah. Okay. What other activated abilities? I think that we can nail down the activated ability portion a little bit more. What options do we have for activated abilities? Market Peace Walker is that actually good? Obviously, I haven't used it. I'm very good at spelling. Market Backwalker. No. No. I just can't be that good. Nah. Mindless Automaton. You have to discard counters from it in order to. Oh, I don't think you ever want to. When do we ever have enough cards to discard, right? Because discarding a card is part of the cost, not the activation of the ability. It's part of the cost. So you need to have cards in your hand to do that with. And that's not going to happen often enough, I don't think. Captivating Crew. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Captivating Crew goes hard. Nope. This is going to go in best of for sure. Captivating Crew goes hard here. Absolutely. Good call. Do we want Staff of Domination? Yeah, Captivating Crew goes hard here. Staff of Domination. We're doing good on the activated abilities. This is what I like to see. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I'd say we do. I'd say so. How do we win with? We just go. What? How much mana do we need? We need our commander to be at 4. I mean, 4 man, 4 power, right? You tap for 4. You pay 3 and tap to untap him again, and then that extra one to untap the staff. Don't you? Oh, you're not making any extra. So you need 5. You're right. Correct. Yep. Okay. Well. Oh no! How are we gonna do it? Oh my god! Like crazy! Wow! That's wild! Wow! That's gonna be rough. I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't know how we're gonna get 5 power on our commander. That's wild. That's crazy. That's wacky. I don't know. Like, there's no way. There's just no way, honestly. There's just no possible way. I like the Tyvar ad. Are there any other untappers? What other untappers are there? 5 mana to go positive? Yeah. Hi, Kuro. Hey! I was reading your message. Hi, Noah. How you doing? We're going over Redshift, and I think we're cooking. Like, I think we're cooking hard on Redshift right now. Whether there, we have Staff of Domination. What other untappers are there? Groundswell. Yeah, that's a temporary buff, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I mean, because you could literally just Groundswell and then just the game's over, right? Balls Invoker? Ooh. That might, isn't that weird card with like 8 on it? Scorching Ray, Balls Invoker deals 4 damage to each opponent. Yeah, there's other cards like Balls Invoker, right? Like, I don't think it does 4 to each, but like it still lets you kind of like split damage like somewhere. I think if you're able to end up like going infinite with this activated ability mana, let's make sure we can do something with it, right? So like Balls Invoker, scale up, right? 1,000-year elixir is gross. 1,000. Oh yeah. Well, but no, 1,000-year elixir doesn't untap itself, though, is the thing. It does give us haste, though, so that is true. That goes in here for sure. Is the other one Flame Wave Invoker? Flame Wave Invoker. Perfect. Hey, listen, if you're going infinite, you're going infinite. I love that. Wildhound Invoker can make Redshift. Well, shit. Goddamn, yeah. I mean, yeah. It sure can. Invokers are kind of hot with this. Legolas's Quick Reflex is a one-time untap, but it's on a 1-mana split-second. Oh, true. Legolas's Quick Reflex is actually, hold on. Untap target creature and until end of turn it gains Hexproof and Reach. And whenever this creature becomes tapped, it deals damage equal to its power up to 1 target creature? I'll wipe your board? Like, what? What? Okay. Sure, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, sure, why not? I'll wipe your board and like, yeah. Absolutely. No, that's hot. That super works. Good call. How about Sneak Attack? Yeah. So I think Sneak Attack's fine. Okay, so here's the only reason that I wouldn't put Sneak Attack into the deck. It's purely just like me thing, right? Sneak Attack does arguably what your commander does. And as I said before, I want you to feel like you lost to a Redshift deck. Not just you lost to Kuro, not just you lost to Red-Green, but you lost to Redshift, right? Like, Redshift got something on you that let them, like, beat the crap out of you. So, Sneak Attack is perfect. Like, perfect for this deck. I only fear that it will outshine Redshift. You know what I mean? Like, Agatha's close. Like, Agatha's kind of close to doing that, but at least Agatha just says, like, oh, were you doing something with your commander? You just want to just do it now? Like, I'll just put Agatha into play, and you can just activate. You can just fucking win, right? At least that happens, yeah. Should we put in the vehicle?